Well, okay, this is the 10th Solent Coast Cycling Challenge we're holding this year. It started back in 2003. It was started by a friend of mine, a chap called Bernie Sullivan, who's quite an innovative soul, who realised we were all trying to raise money for a charity that we work with. And he realised that actually a cycling challenge, making best use of the fantastic scenery and routes we have around the Solent area, would really be attractive. And it's just built year on year on year. And we're looking forward to this being the best one ever.
How many people are you expecting to sign up?
Well, last year we had about 340.
Wow, that's loads.
We'll go for about 350. I think that the route does have a capacity. The capacity is probably governed by the size of the smallest ferry. You said there's 6 ferries that we actually go over on the route. The Hamble-Warsash is a fantastic little ferry. I'm sure many of your listeners will have been on the little pink ferry before. But it can only take a dozen, so it's, we don't need to swamp it. So 350 is a nice number to have.
And is everybody doing the route at the same time, and is everyone starting and ending in the same place?
No, that's another beautiful part of the route. It's a circular route, so people can actually start and finish wherever they like on the route.
Okay.
We do have the official start point at the Lymington Ferry Terminal, the White Link Lymington Ferry Terminal, and probably around 60 to 100 people will start there on that first ferry in the morning. But it's a steady route, and people get spread out quite quickly along the route. It's not a heavy, they're not a great phalanx of riders going along en masse. It's quite a gentle ride, actually.
And you say that it's a gentle ride, but it takes quite a long time, doesn't it?
Well, I think the fastest we've had is in the region of 7 hours.
66 miles in 7 hours.
A lot of that falls down to how lucky you are with the ferries, I suspect. But the average, and my average time is about 12 hours. Most people will do it in between 10 and 12 hours.
Okay.
The important thing is it's not a race.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a personal challenge.
Yeah, and I would imagine there are elements where the terrain means that you need to draw on, your stamina, that you need a bit of endurance, because it can't all be plain sailing or plain cycling.
Well, I think most people will find that the Isle of Wight legs are probably the most demanding. We go up on the downs on the back of the island. The descents are fantastic. The climb is actually, a lot of people who cycle prefer the ups to the downs,
Yeah.
But the island is a bit challenging. The rest of the ride is, as you would imagine along the coastline, is more gentle.
What is your favourite viewpoint on the whole route?
My most memorable viewpoint is on the top of Brightstown Down, on the back of the Isle of Wight, looking south, because we always hold this event on the same day as the Round Island race. So looking down and watching the fleet coming round the south of the island with their spinnakers up, it is a memorable sight.
Wow, I bet. It must be absolutely breathtaking. And I would imagine you need all the breath you can get. How much training do you put in, Malcolm, for something like this? Well,
I think you need to put in a fair bit. I think it's 66 miles, you say. But I think if you're up to being able to do routes in the order of 25, 30 miles, maybe once a week, in leading up to it, you should be all right on the day. It's 66 miles, but that's not in one bash, remember. Yeah. There are 6 ferry crossings, so you do have a little bit of time to catch your breath in between.
See, you're having the break, and then you've got to get off and you've got to get on the bike again. There must be a bit where you think, I think I might just get back on the ferry.
Well, there'll always be our very helpful marshals there, ready to help you and encourage you, and a lot of our riders do write to us afterwards to say what a great support that they were.
Now, what about the gear? Because am I right in thinking you can get some kind of padded pants?
Well, actually, yes. I don't actually use them myself. But
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say, I'm wearing a pair right now, Katie.
I think padded pants are probably a good idea, actually, and a lot of lycra, yes. You do need to wear the right sort of kit. Although we do get people dressed up in everything, fancy dress right through to lycra man.
Wonderful. It sounds like a really, really great way to set yourself a challenge and, as you say, raise a bit of money for charity along the way. If you're joining now, if you're signing up, how much money do you need to put forward?
Well, it's we ask for a registration fee of £17.50, and on top of that, there's a £12.50 charge, and for that you'll get all of the ferry tickets that you'll need. All of the ferry companies provide us with a subsidised rate, so big shout out to White Link, the Hamble-Warsash ferry, Gosport ferry and the Hythe ferry, because without them we wouldn't be able to do this ride. We're very grateful to them. So £30 will get you registered, and all we ask of our riders is that they raise a minimum of £125 in sponsorship for our charity.
OK, and who is it that you raise money for? Well,
the organisers of the Solent Coast are all active members of a small charity called Hope and Aid Direct. We're a humanitarian aid charity, and it was really born out of the tragedy that happened in the Balkans back in the 90s, and we're still supporting lots of projects today in Kosovo. So that's where all of that money will go to.
Okay, but I mean, just in terms of the physical challenge that you're setting yourself, this must be quite unique in the sense that you do the mainland and the island as well. I've not heard of anything that does the two.
No, I think it's down to the ferries which make it possible. A nice circular route and all of the rivers in between, the ferries across those. I think it is fairly unique, and it definitely the people that come, even the people actually that live down here in the south, comment, wow, I didn't realise that view existed or that area existed.
Well, that's true, isn't it? You know, day to day, you're busy at the weekends, you've got all your jobs and your admin to do, and you don't get the opportunity to see some of the sites that maybe someone visiting from the northwest or the northeast might see.
Absolutely, and actually we do get people from the northwest and the northeast. It is quite a magnet. People make a weekend of it, they come down here, they might camp out with a group of friends over the weekend. We get people down from Scotland. We've actually, last year, had somebody flying in from the Caribbean.
Wow!
So it is actually getting quite a name within the cycling community.
Sounds brilliant. And what about from here in the south? Are the majority of the people coming locally?
Yep, the majority of people are really the Southampton, Dorset based. A lot of people coming down from Kent, Sussex, that area, and a lot of people from the top of the M3 as well.
Okay, and how about people on the island? Can they join just for the island route?
Yeah, actually, we don't get that many, you know.
There's a gauntlet laid down if ever I heard one.
We don't get that many people signing up from the island itself.
Well, do you know what? I think it sounds absolutely wonderful. And I've got a favour to ask of you now. Would you mind if I piggybacked on to your challenge and joined you over the course of the summer for maybe a bit of training and then maybe on the big day, which am I right in thinking is June the 30th?
That's right, June the 30th. Katie would love to have you.
Really? There might be whinging. There might even be tears, Malcolm, at some point.
Well, there's usually tears go with laughter.
Okay, well, that sounds great. What's the website? Where do you need to go for more information?
You can get all the information you need, and you can register online at www.solentchallenge, all one word, .org.uk.
Well, I'm going to make sure that link goes up onto the Katie Martin Show Facebook page. June the 30th. Make a mental note, put a date in your diary. Be part of the 66-mile cycle challenge, which takes you through the New Forest, across the Isle of Wight, and along the Solent coastline as well, including 6 ferry crossings. Malcolm Havercroft, this will not be the last time you and I have a chat on this show. So, make sure that you save my number in your phone, sir.
I will, Katie. I look forward to coming back and talking to you.
It's great to see you. Thank you very much. Eek, I'm quite nervous now.